Hi everybody, so we talked last week about how you can manifest more money into your life. If you haven't already watched it, then look on my live videos and you'll find it as being my last one. And people found that really useful because it just gets you focused and it kind of shows you where you need to be. So do watch it if you haven't already. So this week I said I would come on and just talk about how you can stop yourself from manifesting things that you don't want. Because at the end of the day, we're manifesting all the time, all the good stuff, and a lot of the negativity, it's being manifested through our emotions, our thought patterns, the situations and circumstances that are coming up that are kind of taking over our lives, if you like. So sometimes you have to really step back and notice your part in that role, your taking of responsibility of some of the things that you are manifesting. So I'd say the first thing that you need to do if you want to look at how to stop manifesting things that you really don't want to be inviting in is actually becoming aware and acknowledging that you are part of that. So it's you taking responsibility for some of the things that are going on within your life. Because if you constantly say, why me? Why is this happening to me? Then you're always kind of externalizing everything and blaming something or somebody else. And you'll never learn from that. You'll never have that full awareness of your part within it. So you do have to look at yourself when you are manifesting. You need to be looking at, where do you take responsibility? How do you take part in what's going on? Now, if you are finding that you are going around in circles with particular patterns, then you are definitely involved. And you could say that that's the bad news, but it's not. It's good news. It's good news to have that awareness because, of course, if you are creating a negative pattern or a cycle that you want to get out of, then it means that you also have the power to undo that. So having the awareness is key to making the changes. So once you've identified your part in it, and that could be, that you are putting the wrong messages out there, or that you're putting mixed messages out there, or that you are just not getting yourself in the right mindset. It could be that there's particular things that you really want to do, but you're not actually taking any of the steps, to actually make those things happen. Because it's all right wanting these things. It's okay sort of, putting it out there from a manifesting point of view of just saying it. But just saying it isn't enough. Of course it isn't enough. Otherwise, everybody would just literally have everything that they ever wanted. It's not that simple. There's lots of steps to manifesting things, including taking action. You have to get involved. So the way to stop yourself from constantly manifesting things that you don't want, and this is key, if you don't take anything else from this video, remember this. You have to stop thinking about the things that you don't want. Because of course, if that's where your focus is, that I don't want to be anxious, or that I don't want to be struggling for money all the time, or that I'm sick to death of, these boyfriends that are a waste of time, or whatever it is. If that's all you concentrate on, then what are you going to invite in? If that's where your energy is, if that's where all your focus is, then of course that does keep you in those patterns, because that is where you're building this mass of energy, because that's where your focus is. So you have to stop bringing attention to the stuff that you don't want, and you have to start focusing on the stuff that you do want. And that part of it is really simple, and yet for some people, I know they find it incredibly difficult, because the stuff that they do really want seems very far away. It seems, completely out of reach. It might seem unrealistic to some people, even though it's things that they really wish were a part of their life. So it is a case of almost faking it till you make it, if you like, in some respects, because you might be really wanting things that on some level you actually feel is quite impossible. So you really have to be focusing on those things coming in and letting go of any negativity and not giving any thought, any time, any awareness to the things that you really would like to stop happening within your life. They have to get less attention, less space in your brain, and really start to focus on the things that you do want. So you could have those things around you. It might be that you've got a manifesting board to kind of remind you of the things that you want. You could be writing lists of all the things that are going to happen regarding a certain thing. If it was a holiday or something, you'd be looking at all the things that are interconnected with that and focus on the good stuff is what I'm saying. So how to stop manifesting what you don't want is don't put any energy into the negative stuff, even if it's things that are happening every day. If it's people that you're having to deal with, don't put your focus on that. You've got to put that to one side and you've got to really concentrate your energy on the things that you do want, and that's up to you to control. You know, your focus can only be controlled via you. So you have to make a conscious decision and a conscious effort to go, do you know what? I'm not spending the next 3 hours talking over, you know, negative things with so-and-so like I've been doing every lunchtime or whatever. You've got to start pulling yourself into a really positive state. Get all your lists going and be writing things down and making it real. Concentrate on what you do want and far less focus on the things that you don't. Your aches and pains, your money troubles, the relationship issues, really start to focus on less of that so that you're not manifesting it continually, and really start to focus on the stuff that you absolutely want. And that's when you start to see those shifts. So it's positivity all the way, but ultimately stop focusing on what you don't want, because you will only bring in more of that, because that is where your attention is going.